So, you see the title of the video. What are my opinions on Captain America 4 Brave New World? I see people online saying, oh, this was the worst thing to ever come out from Marvel. This was just a bad movie. And then I see other people like, this was the greatest movie to ever be made. And I don't ascribe to either one of those. I feel like it was a fine film. I think it was better than a lot of the post Endgame movies, but I don't feel like it was that special either. If that makes sense, it was fine, but not much more than that. I think the plot elements in the film were extremely strong, and if they just got some of the smaller things correct, this film could have been one of the best MCU films, like up there with Winter Soldier, things like that. But especially the script writing and just small things, like I said, could have been better. And it does feel like there were a lot of reshoots and things, but still overall a good product. So that's it for my non-spoiler review of the movie. Getting into more specific things, like I said, I think the major plot elements were very good. And I don't have a problem with it feeling like a Hulk sequel either. I know some people were like, "Oh, it's a Hulk sequel. Why is Captain America in it?" I don't think that's a problem. It's the MCU; things intertwine. Um, so I think that was fine. I thought that was really cool, actually. But I think they could have done more with the character development and script writing to make this above and beyond. For example, in the movie, it felt like all the struggle that Sam went through with being accepted as being Captain America, but being the successor to Steve Rogers, and also how race factors into that. That felt like it wasn't. It felt like it was just magically solved. Um, like it wasn't an issue at all. Very, in my opinion, in the movie, even though he says it is, and that he has all this pressure on him, I feel like the movie could have shown that in its circumstances and in the actual scenes itself. So, for instance, all the soldiers are just always like all the soldiers love him. Everyone in the little bar he's in at the start just is happy to have him there. Just completely on board with him, and that doesn't feel believable to me. That feels idealistic and like where you would want things to be. But I feel like not everyone would accept him being Captain America, and that's something that he has to continue to grapple with. And it shows why he would have all this pressure whenever he's doing anything to be at that standard that Steve Rogers has put for being Captain America. Also, with Ross's character development, um, I feel like specifically with how Betty interacts with him, that could have made it could have made that whole character development of him trying to change and Betty finally getting around to forgive him. I feel like they could have done more with that. Like she forgives him in the end, but it doesn't. It's just kind of out of nowhere, in my opinion. When she's been mad at him for, let's think about it, like almost a decade and a half inside the universe. So I feel like I don't know. Maybe if they showed him resigning office, owning up to what he did to Stearns as well, because that was a huge thing as well. I felt like Stearns, even though he's trying to get his revenge, so obviously he's mad. I didn't feel the rage from him. He's basically been enslaved for what a decade and a half as well, lied to, locked underground. I feel like more of his rage should have been expressed in the movie, and that would have forced Ross also to have to actually grapple with that more and take accountability and see the faults in himself. He just dismisses uh, Stearns. It's collateral damage, and doesn't really have to come back to that in the movie. So I think if he did have to reckon with that more visibly in the movie, that it would have felt like more believable of a character development of him changing. And the last thing that I was thinking of that could have made this movie like the movie of movies is if they got Hulk in the movie. That would have been like that last fight scene of the movie. Oh my, absolute cinema! If they had Hulk in too, because imagine you could fit it in pretty well. Imagine, right? Sam finds the pills, right? He goes through that underground base, whatever. He finds the pills, knows they're laced with gamma. Who's he going to send them to? Bruce Banner. And so Bruce Banner's like, oh man, there's something really bad with these. Let me fly out and see what's up with this and make sure there's not a national security risk. So he flies out. He's Professor Hulk, of course. So it has the Hulk's body, but Bruce Banner's mind still. He flies out there. Uh, Ross is giving his press release or whatever, and then the leader triggers him, turns into Red Hulk, right? So now Hulk's there trying to stop the damage, help Sam do that. Then the leader comes, and the leader, with his mind control, imagine he is able to undo whatever psychological therapy Banner's done to keep the Hulk and Banner as one person. So now you got 2012, 2011 full rage Hulk on the loose against the guy that's been hunting him and like passing legislation against him for years. Like that would be the fight of fights because the Hulk has gotta hate Ross. And now Ross is a Hulk too. So imagine both Hulks fighting in DC. This is not something that Sam can really win. So uh, that would also play into, hey, I'm not Steve Rogers. I don't have the super serum, but I'm still going to do the best I can in this situation. And I feel like that um, gives the spirit of Captain America. Like I can do this all day, even though I'm against all odds. So he's saving as many people as he can. He's limiting the amount of damage, things like that, while these two Hulks are going at it. Um, Finally, is able to uh, get in there a little bit. The Hulk is probably beating Red Hulk. I don't know what the outcome of that fight would be, but at some point, probably Sam's able to get in there, reason with Ross because he is trying to change. That shows that character development. He is trying to change, talks him down, but the Hulk is still livid. So Hulk is beating up Sam and Ross, who's now just in human form now. And then Betty comes, sees that Ross is changing and might be on his deathbed in this fight. Comes, forgives him. Banner or Hulk sees Betty, triggers him, turning back into Banner. Fight over. Banner's all sad. Uh, Ross still present because he was basically drugged with the Red Hulk thing and attacked by the Hulk. It's a really sad situation. But Ross would still have the presidency, but he decides on his own accord to step down, own up to how he treated Stearns, things like that, and then resigns, pardons Banner. Um, I guess Stearns would still have to like go to jail or something, but I don't know. And then he turns himself into the raft, um, and people are thanking Sam or recognize how Sam didn't give up in that situation where you have two Hulks on the loose, still did his best as Captain America and really showed that Captain America's spirit of, I can do this all day. I will continue to fight against all odds until the very end um, for the things that I think are right. So those are the changes I would have made to the movie. Still, like I said, fine movie. definitely go watch it. Good watch. Love seeing Red Hulk. Oh, one thing is I wish they would differentiate Red Hulk more. They probably will down the line. But what I mean by that is he also has like heat powers, and I don't remember if he's more in control of himself than the Hulk usually is, but he also has, like I said, temperature based powers. Um, so I wish they had differentiated that with the leader, like I don't know, saying something in his file like, "Oh, I added some modifications," or just during the fight, if he's able to like melt stuff, like maybe melt part of Captain America's wings. I don't know. But that's again, these are all small things that just could have made the movie even that much better. And if they did, I feel like this would have been the movie of all movies. But I liked it. It's not my favorite Marvel movie, but it was fine. So let me know what y'all think in the comments, and thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.